Are you ready?
No.
Alright, brother. Question 1. Who are you?
I am Mark. That is who I is.
You ain't got no like nicknames, no?
Magic Mark. Made up by this guy right here. That's the only reason I go by it. Before it was Gingerbread Man. Gingerbread Man for a hot minute.
What is the meaning behind that though?
Gingerbread Man?
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with the holidays. It was just, I got tan skin. And if anybody's ever seen me play or watch videos of me, it's hard to catch me. So
yeah,
catch me if you can. I'm the Gingerbread Man. And then I just rolled with it for a minute. I like Magic Mark better. I'm in my Magic Mark era.
He just want love. That's love though. Question 2. How you get in the flag, bro?
Flag football. I started playing flag football when they had like a co-ed league out there for Austin Sports and Social Club. It was across from like Del Valley High School. There's like some softball fields up. Yeah, I was 17.
Damn.
I got asked to go out there and play. I wasn't even supposed to be playing in there because you got to be a 21 and up league. But that's how I started playing flag football while I was still playing contact football.
How you find this though? Like somebody put you in?
One of my buddies watched me play football out there, and I would play pickup with him on the weekends outside of like the regular football season during high school. Shout out Danny Hernandez if he ever gets to see this.
Shout out.
He still lives out there in Bastrop. But yeah, he was like, "Hey man, I'm playing co-ed. Like, you should come out there and play. Like, we'll just lie about your age," type stuff. But yeah, and at the time, I was just whatever. It was just, I think it was triple threat flags at the time. That's where you got the 3 flags connected to the belt. I was like, man. But yeah, that's come a long way with flag football.
Times have changed.
Yeah, that's like if we're going back to the root of like my first ever playing flag football. Yep, I was playing illegally.
And then ever since then, you just been...
Ever since then, no, I was still chasing. I had football dreams. I wanted to go play football, so I graduated high school. I messed around too much my senior year, so I didn't really like get that opportunity to go play football anywhere. Plus, to me, I felt like in high school I wasn't at my peak athletically, and I played DB at Bastrop.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was a DB. I was a cornerback, and then I went and played semi-pro right out the gates because I knew somebody, and they were like, "If you want to keep playing football, you can come out here and try." You know how semi-pro.
You had no other offers or nothing?
I messed around. I had to move schools and stuff. Like, I had wrong place, wrong time type shit my senior year, making bad decisions, looking back on it. And it wasn't like I was a troublemaker. It's just, I was making poor decisions and putting myself in like tough situations. And so I ended up having to like do a lot of other crap. And I just did not focus on what I needed to focus on, which was school and football. I went to play semi-pro, Austin Vipers. I switched to wide receiver.
From DB?
Yeah. I just told them I want to play wide receiver. I don't want to play DB. And they're like, "Come on, rookie." Pretty much. But I made more of an impact because there was a lot of like veterans, obviously. And I was still learning the position of wide receiver. I was fortunate enough that I worked with a wide receivers coach, Dorsey. He played at Baylor. He's a solid dude. He taught me a lot. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to learn from him. But I made a lot of plays like on special teams and shit. I had I think 4 or 5 during the season onside kick recoveries. Like, I was that gunner guy that just go get the ball. Made a few catches here and there, but nothing crazy. But after that, we had won like our state title for semi-pro in the area. I don't know if anybody knows about Austin Vipers. They're deep with their championships. So
no shit.
I was fortunate to be a part of that 2 years. But anyways, a couple of my buddies got some connections, and I ended up going to a walk-on tryout type deal for Cisco JUCO.
Cisco, yeah.
Walked on, made that roster. That was short-lived. I mean, I played for a spring, came back, there was coach swap, and the rest is history. I just didn't end up making that roster, unfortunately. But yeah, it was fun. I learned a lot. I had also got a great coach out there. He was from Prairie View, and he was a wide receivers coach, and he taught me a lot. But I learned a lot from a lot of the other athletes that came from D1 schools because, this is like their second chance U type deal. So they went to Cisco JUCO. I mean, we had guys that went to Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, Missouri receivers. All kinds, all over the place. D1 athletes at receiver. It was deep. So while I was also competing for a starting position during that semester in spring, I was also creating a bond with these guys, learning from them. I learned so much from that coach and that wide receiver core.
That's a whole blessing, bro.
Then I came back and I played a few more seasons as semi-pro, won another championship season, whatever. But ultimately, it got to a point where I just realized, I'm not gonna continue contact football type shit.
Damn.
No, yeah.
So you'll never play again?
Nope, I'm done.
Damn.
I don't think I won't never play no semi-pro football. I'm not even. You know how they have them pop up? They got those pop up alumni games where you can strap them on for one more time. Even if that came about, I'd be like, nope, not doing it. No
What
more.
if somebody offered you something to play in Canada or something?
No, man.
No.
First, that'd be cool, but there's no chance that would ever happen. I don't even have any film that I kept from anything. I just didn't keep anything like that. That chapter is behind me. I started pursuing right around the time when I was 23 to 25, the age. I got to a point in my fitness career where I had jumped up in the rankings real fast, and I became a fitness manager. And I was in a path of do I keep pursuing football or do I pursue fitness because I'm making good money?
Yeah.
And then I just made that decision. I was like, I'm gonna leave that alone. Also, during those years in between contact football, I was playing flag football still.
Yeah.
So, that passion for flag football became more and more.
You sound like me. That's what I was doing.
It's legit. It's that's how it kind of came about. Yeah. So as soon as I stopped playing semi-pro, I transitioned over. I signed a couple of contracts with arena football teams, one in Corpus and one in Austin. They were both short-lived. It was just one sign after another. It was I would sign, I'd make the final roster, and then the league folds or the owner of the team ain't got enough money, so shit just kind of crashes, and arena football is like that. So I just kind of, after my second attempt, I was like, you know what, I need to stop trying to chase after football like that. Started focusing on fitness more, which I'm glad I did, and then from there I started playing way more flag football.
You still do that?
What?
The training and all that?
No, not anymore. I got a big boy job. No, I switched career paths, at least for the moment. So right now I'm doing something completely different. But I do have people that text me all the time randomly, hey, can you fit me in for a session? Or, are you still training? Can you meet me here? My priorities are a lot different now, especially with the new job. So my 8 to 5 Monday through Friday job, that takes up a lot of my time. And then, I got my time for myself, which is flag football. Yeah. And I'll play flag football 4 or 5 times a week. Some weeks every day almost.
Yeah,
I'll probably have 2 days off in a week, and I'm like, damn, that's with the tournament, in the weekend and stuff. So I'll play multiple formats. So I'm doing it now because I just turned 31. So while I'm still young and able and getting better at the game of flag football in all formats, I feel like now's the time to go all in because I just want to compete. I'm a competitor. I love to win, but more importantly, I feel like it's memories and bonds with my teammates
for sure
that mean more to me. And people have said this off record, not even filmed, but now it's filmed, so I can say it. And it's the truth. I've said it before to people. Nothing gets me going and more excited than quarterbacks want to win and shit like that, right? I want to win this big tournament. I want to go to Worlds or Nationals, and I want to win state. That shit's all cool and dandy. Obviously, as a competitor, I play at a high level. I want to win. But when you win and you look at all your teammates and they're just crash out happy and funny, and we won league recently in 5-man at Craig, and my buddy Kevin, he's new from New York, and he popped a champagne bottle and he was going crazy. I'm over league, come on. But stuff like that is I'll remember that for the rest of my life. And then I can always look back, and I hear it from time to time. People are like, yeah, my first ever championship in a league or a tournament was with Mark. And that means more to me than anything,
Yeah,
and
sure. I got a few of them too.
Yeah, that's honestly why I still play. And fortunate enough, my health is good, so little man's still young. So he's not gonna play any ball, you know, anytime soon. I got probably another year or two before he starts wanting to play flag, and that's where most of my time's gonna go, you know.
Damn,
that's kind of.
That means you're gonna retire, brother?
I'm not gonna retire. I didn't say all that. I didn't say I was gonna retire. I'm probably I'll take a step back, like a giant step back, and just do like more major tournaments here and there. You know, I'll still want to travel and do stuff because wifey, she just started playing again too. That's how we met, is co-ed flag football. So it's been really cool watching her play and stuff like that. Recently, traveling to like Las Vegas tournament, she was competing out there.
That's crazy, bro.
It's
that's like a dream, though.
Bruh, like people been telling me that, but I'm looking at it as like it's not a dream. It's just that's how I live my life. Like I love flag football. That's what I do. You know, it's my thing.
All right, question 3. Who your top 5, man?
Top 5 what?
Let's go just top 5 overall. We can start with it.
Like teams or athletes?
Athletes.
And what area?
Austin area.
In Austin,
so
Texas?
you know, so the people can know.
So this is geared towards just Austin.
Yeah.
All right.
You can do it all time, like He said, Uh-oh.
I might miss somebody.
It's all love, though. No disrespect.
Yeah, I might miss some people. I just want to do a full disclosure. And because I'm like thinking off the dome and for the sake of time, I don't want to be like sitting here like pondering all day. In Austin.
Get it cooking.
Damn, man. Can we go like positions?
Yeah, all right, yeah.
Let's do positions. Because like overall players, like, I don't know, like I'm like, man, like I could say this person, that person, but if you're like, all right, say like a DB or say like a center or like a quarterback or something like that.
All right, let's go with DB.
DBs?
Yeah, DBs.
Brent's solid. Brent's solid at DB.
Yeah.
Driver's solid. So like, it's hard to depict and kind of categorize my top 5 because a lot of the cats that play in Austin, they don't be traveling or they don't play in like a high bracket consistently, you know? And that's not like a shot at them. It's just, you know, maybe they just don't got a team that can go to that bracket or, you know, they got other shit in their lives that they're busy with. So it's hard to be like Brandon Driver, obviously athletically, I'm like, those guys are fast and quick twitch muscles, like are crazy, break to the ball, just their overall athleticism is awesome. So they could be top 5 at really any skill position just because of their athleticism. But if you're like in flag football, then I'm like, oh shit, man, because I started thinking of people like in the surrounding areas of Austin. I'm like, that's kind of tough. DBs, man. New on the scene, my guy Drew. I give him a shout out.
Nah, Drew's nice though.
Drew's nice. He's still learning the game, but as like, if you're transitioning from real football to flag football, I mean, it's 101 for wide receivers and DBs. You're still running those routes. You're still stemming, getting to an area, working with the quarterback. But it's the same on the flip side as the DB. You're still reading the hips, know when to break the ball, get that inside leverage, you know, communicating and being a leader on defense. He does that really well for a new guy, you know, to the sport of flag football.
I ain't gonna lie, that hell Drew nice, bro.
Yeah, he does some crazy shit. I'm trying not to be biased and like pick guys that like play with me all the time.
Be biased, bro.
My guy Mo.
Yeah, Mo's top 5 for sure.
That's my dog, man. I gotta give him a shout out too. He's one of those guys.
He gonna be smiling right now. He gonna be smiling.
He gonna be like, he better be saying that.
Yeah, oh god.
With his bum ass knee. Nah, but he's definitely top 5 athlete. He can play it both ways. What's up, Bubba? Got that dog.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
sleeping.
pet that dog?
He just randomly said that.
Dog, that's funny.
Nah, I'd put him up there because I mean his natural position is wide receiver. You know, that's what I love to utilize him as, just from creating separation, IQ. He played D1 ball as well, like Drew. So it's easy to talk football concepts with them, but breaking them away from, you know, getting more into flag savvy versus contact is.
So who you got? You said Mo?
Drivers up there,
Drew, driver,
DBs, like just true athletes.
You can't just pick 5. Just be like, all right, if I was running the 5-man team.
Oh yeah. Let's do that concept. If I was running a 5-man team, and I had picked players in Austin to go play in a tournament or something, you know, or a league. Little CJ Clement. I'm picking Mo, healthy. I'm picking Drew, available. I'm picking. I'm picking who else? Who else am I picking? Hold on.
Who gonna be your QB?
Who gonna be my QB? Chase.
He just saying that because I'm interviewing him.
I'm going wide receiver. Nah.
No, but say like it's like you're managing the team. Type shit like your QB, your 2 receivers, your center, all that. Who will be your 5-man team? It do way different.
If I have full reins of like getting inside of like the quarterback's head and seeing the field how I see it, it's gonna be out of you or Mo, OG Mo. But me and OG Mo, we're already like that. But it'd be you because of the athleticism, the ability, because you can do everything that I'm doing. Shit, I
ain't doing the dips though. I ain't doing the dips, man.
They be coming in handy, man. Let me tell you.
I love.
Let me tell you.
I be trying to do like the subtle dips, like the
like a little hip drop.
Who'll be a center? You ain't give me no center. Greg.
In the Austin area? Hell no, not Greg.
I believe in that.
He's gonna be sitting here like, okay, damn, Mark, damn. After all them championships we won. Back in
I mean, he's not a bad center though, bro. He can catch. He can definitely.
But you telling me to pick like a 5 that I'm like,
oh yeah,
we gunning, right? Honestly, if I'm picking 5, I got CJ. I just take the snaps from under center if I need to.
Okay, yeah.
Because that speed at center is overlooked sorely at 5-man. You know, because if I didn't, I got guys like Justin's fast, Justin Maynard. My boy Paul, he's deceivingly fast. He's like a 6'2", you know, bigger guy.
I don't know him.
He can snap, but he's got hands. So like, and he's got, you know, range. Shane, he's a quarterback for takeover.
Yeah,
but I love Shane as a center for me.
Shane's a good one.
Because of the ability to drop him and you know, having that IQ quarterback like mine's.
Left hand.
And he's a lefty, and he can catch. Like, he can catch.
And he got hips too. Question 4. What would be your favorite format? Like 5s, 8s? Or 4s, 7s?
Because I'm from Texas. I'm from Austin, Texas, and I grew up playing 8s, right? 8s scream at that. I do like 8s. Am I in love with 8s? Is it my favorite? Absolutely not. Because I feel like...
You're 5-man. You be killing 5-man, bro.
Yeah, like 5-man non-contact obviously is like up there, but to be completely honest with you, my favorite shit to run, it's between 4-man.
I knew you was gonna say it.
And 5's contact.
Contact?
Yeah.
Ooh.
5's contact is my shit.
That's a different one right there.
Because 5's contact, the quarterback can run off a rip. And the rushers rush from a yard off the line of scrimmage.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But everything is blocking, and you know, you can do all kinds of shit in contact. So it's just a lot more fun, but it's still the flag. It's still, you got hips though, you know? So like if you got hips, and a lot of those contact players from like the East Coast or Midwest or, you know, more like Southeast type deal, because that's mostly where they play a lot more contact. A lot of them cats, like, they're used to playing with triple threat flags.
Yeah, the bullshit.
So, but at the tournaments now, you got to play with, you know, shroom poppers, you know, or some kind of like just 2 flags on the hip, 1 on each hip. And it's a little harder to pull. It's a different flag to pull. You can scrape those triple threats. You can scrape them. They just fall off because of the 1 clip. But you got these flags. You got to get a good hand on and pull them off.
Yeah, it'll still.
Oh yeah, all the time. Like I pull flags way better if I don't have gloves on my hands. I realize that.
Way, bro.
I realize that.
I gotta have gloves on
to pull the flag.
Yeah.
Man. But no, 5's contact, 4s, and 5-man. I put them in the top 3. I can't even really put like which one's number 1 because I like all 3 of them at the most.
Question 5, Magic.
Oh shit.
You want to talk about the achievements?
We purposely set this up so we can see the achievements. My little mantle of trophies. Just a little one.
Just a little one. You want to zoom in? Check them out.
Man.
It's crazy.
That's not even a lot. I know a lot of people got crazy amounts.
Get the rings. That's crazy work.
What about the achievements though? What do you want to...
Well, usually people be like, well, I got a couple shirts and 3 rings, you know what I'm saying? But you got me. Let's go to question 6. You know, I usually do 5, but I'm with a legend right now. So
Shit.
what you think about the NFL sending NFL players to play, like to represent the U.S.?
Oh, and the Olympics coming up? I don't think it's going to happen, personally.
But do you think they should send NFL players or like the actual U.S. flag team?
Being completely biased, I mean, I want our pioneers of the sport to represent America. The
Facts.
guys who put flag football on the map, you know? And that's just keeping it real, you know?
Yeah, I feel the same way, honestly. I feel like they could take a few people like the receivers, you know, like the Tyreek Hills, but
I mean, look, everybody gonna have their own opinion.
yeah.
Let's just throw it out there and face the facts. There is no flag football player. Maybe there's a couple, like guys like a TD for Shrooms or Jay High. Those guys actually went to that next level and played at that high level as like in contact.
That nigga TD cold, boy.
Yeah, I mean, like those guys obviously they can. I would feel like can go toe to toe with NFL DBs or like wide receivers and stuff and play on a 5-man field, non-contact, or international rules. But let's just be real, like if you put together a bunch of flag football players, like true flag guys that mostly played flag football and not contact, right? If you put them against any top tier Tyreek Hill, you know, like or any top tier DB in the NFL,
so you know
they're not. It's not going to be fair.
Yeah. So you know when they had their little NFL, you know they don't tackle no more in the pro game.
Yes.
You know how they had the flag. So you think if like that team, like one of those teams, like one of those flag teams, if they had the NFL versus like Shrooms,
the NFL team would get thrashed.
Yeah.
Only because they'd only play flag football at one time the whole year.
So you don't think like a Patrick Mahomes would like eventually learn how to play flag?
Yeah. Well, here's the concept. If you took a group of NFL guys and they got the actual time to put forth like learning the sport, then absolutely they'll be able to compete with any flag football team that's put together. I feel like, you know?
Not for real.
But obviously there's a game within the game of flag football. The pitching, the pulling flags, the rusher, the timing is different.
The no flag guards.
Man, there's like, there's no contact and DBs can't break through the body and stuff like that. Wide receivers have the right of way to the football and shit like that. Like killing throwback. Like imagine an NFL team goes out there after like 3 months of straight training with the best flag football coach there is, right?
Right.
And they go and play like a very high team from like Florida or even Shrooms in 5-man. Like imagine them going out there and then first drive on defense and they're playing against like that flag football team and they do a double drop back. What the hell are they gonna do with that? They're gonna send that one rusher that's, you know, it better be a skilled guy in the NFL because, you know, if you look at rushers in flag football, top rushers, Rush King, Devin, I'll throw my guys from Shrooms out there, Jermaine, you know, guys like that. They're all like, you know, 150, 170 pounds, full blast, full speed, like track runners. Like you running for your life, you know? So if the NFL don't got one of them, and we drop back guys and do those like handoffs and stuff, what they gonna do?
Cooked.
They're cooked. So yeah, I feel like there's a huge misconception from people that don't play flag all the time.
Right.
And that's the variable that's missing. It's like that's why I feel like as flag football players we could speak so confidently and you get you a group of 10 NFL players and we'll get the best 10 flag football players and let's just meet up and play. We'll do best of 3 games.
Flag gonna take that for sure.
Flag gonna kill them all 3 games.
The first 10 games.
All 3 games. Unless, you know, you got guys like, let's say you got like a Patty Mahomes, right? Throwing dots everywhere. Any of those, you know, 30 plus fucking quarterbacks in the NFL, even the backups, they're going to have very good accurate throws, you know? So any of those quarterbacks really. And then you put the top wide receivers against the defense. They're going to be throwing those balls where they're supposed to be. Those receivers are going to get to the ball that, you know, typical flag players cannot get to.
Yeah.
They have a way like wider range. So yeah, I mean, I feel like it'd be a back and forth battle, but at the end of the day, flag football DBs, if you get the best in the sport, they're not gonna just sit down and let that shit happen. I could see
No,
us getting like 1 or 2 stops, you know, or maybe like on a coaching error for the NFL team, they make some mental lapse or mistakes, maybe miss a couple throws due to like the new speed of the game. Like there's just so many variables that I'm in favor for a flag football team.
No, yeah,
you know,
for sure. Me too. That's my thoughts too.
So yeah, to answer the question, I'd much rather see flag football players take it to the Olympics. But again, we're in what, 2025?
Yeah.
The Olympics is in 2028, right? That's what I was saying. And it's 2025, 3 years. But people have been like just randomly talking to me about like this question. Just, you know, people that are just outside of the sport and like entering flag football and are like, ooh, what do you think of the Olympics coming up? And you should try out. You should go play, Mark. And I'm like, bro, there's some guys out there that are fucking dogs, you know? Like, you think I'm great. You should go play some of these guys.
No, yeah,
but
still.
But no, like, but just being honest and humble, like, it's the truth too, you know? Like, it's the battle of the best 5, you know? But yeah, 3 years from now, and the guys who are on like the quote unquote Olympic team right now, you know, or the USA team, where are they going to be at in like a year, 2 years, 3 years? There's a lot of things to battle. Age, injuries, life happening. You know, these guys have real jobs, not like NFL players. That is their job, you know? But yeah, there's just a lot of variables to think of. So it's really, like I said, the guys that are playing right now on Team USA, they're the pioneers of the sport. They're setting it up for the next generation. Like you can see it already happening with the women's team for USA.
Do you know that it's in school now? Like,
yeah. There's multiple like colleges and stuff. Like you get full ride scholarships and shit like that to go play flag football.
That's crazy.
It's mostly for the women's though, right? Like I think that's a huge deal. I'm all for like the women's taking off with the sport, you know, first, especially with like college and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's cool to watch, you know, honestly, in my opinion. So
Question 7. What do you think is like has the best flag football platform right now? Like Houston, San Antonio. Like, who do you think got the biggest?
I'll put it to you this way to answer that question. If somebody were to move to Texas that is like a high valued, like he loves flag football, he's great at flag football, and he's like, I can move anywhere in Texas. Where should I live so I can get the best flag football? Yeah. I will selfishly say, come to Austin and play for my team. But it's not Austin. I think the best flag football, honestly, Houston's got like flag football is alive all around Texas. But man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Obviously, Dallas. I feel like Dallas is the mecca of flag football. There's a lot of players that come from Dallas that play on the U.S. national team. So I'm gonna pick Dallas. But just in general, they play like you talk about playing flag football all the time. They have tournaments almost every fucking weekend in Dallas and Fort Worth area. Almost every weekend, all year long. Yeah. So I'd put Dallas up there. But surprisingly, if we're talking at a co-ed aspect, like flag football, not just for men's but women's, San Antonio. I'm gonna give San Antonio their fucking shout out because they consistently have leagues. They're constantly playing. They started playing five-man format, non-contact, a lot sooner consistently than like Austin. Like Austin's just now starting to get more consistent with 5-man. We're late, in my opinion. And we just don't have that kind of pool. San Antonio's got multiple women's leagues and co-ed leagues and stuff like that, and not just for 8s, for 5s. Yeah. And so I give San Antonio their flowers. But an area that goes above San Antonio and is in the running to even beat out Dallas, gotta give them a shout out, El Paso.
No shit.
Man, I went to El Paso for an interim tournament recently, and I learned from them El Paso people, all of them that live out there in that area who are consistently playing out there. They, you know how we got like an A, B, and C league? You know, like they got an A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They've got like 50 plus teams out there consistently playing in leagues all year round around El Paso, all the time. So if you want to talk about like a flag football community,
that's crazy.
I'm gonna say El Paso. But you know, I'm not sitting here like trying to bash on like Austin or Houston or, you know, even down there in the valley, because they got some people down there in the valley that be playing, you know, some good ball as far as flag football goes. But yeah, if we're talking like the most a city that plays a shitload of flag football and that culture runs deep, Dallas, El Paso, San Antonio. See, I'm not being biased. I'm not going to say Austin, you know?
I'm going to say Austin.
I'm from Austin, born and raised, and this is my city, so.
Yeah, I'm going to say Austin.
But I'm going to represent Austin every single time I go somewhere. That's just me, you know?
You should have put that Magic Mark jersey on. He could have flexed on somebody, but
nah.
He got the.
I feel like I'm already flexing
away.
enough trying to get my trophies in the background of the video. I don't know.
How you flex? You won them. Ain't nobody else win them but you. You should flex them.
Man, I can't win none of that shit without a team. Period.
Yeah, but
that's why I always get so happy for my guys when we win something big. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that had to put up with my ass. Yeah, you know, they're the ones that are like, oh, Mark was yelling at me to do this route. I'm trying to get on the same page. And
I will say though, a lot of people, when I talk to a lot of people, that's what they say. If your anger gets you like to the point where like you don't want to play no more, or you start fucking up throwing picks and shit. That's just what I hear from the birds.
That's fine. I mean, people gonna say what they gotta say about everybody, you know. That don't bother me, you know. Criticism don't bother me at all, because at the end of the day, you gotta line that shit up, and I'm gonna still beat you. Okay. You know, that's just how I feel. I don't care who I got. I've done it for years. I get old man squad, and I'm still gonna beat you. I play with women on my team and men's, and still win big championships. Like, I mean, I don't know what else I gotta do to prove myself.
What more do you want from me?
But but at this point, like in my life and at my age and the experience I've gained, I don't even care about like people's thoughts and things about me. I know who I am as a human being. I know how much I've grown over the years. I hear the same thing, the opposite. You know, people give me praise on like how much I've grown in the past 2-3 years. You know, but I put that being a father, getting married, having a wonderful wife. You know, like. You become a lot more patient, obviously, if people got kids. If you got kids out there, you know what I'm talking about.
For sure.
But also just wanting to be a good quarterback, I realized really fast that I cannot get the guys that I want to run with me until I can get the respect that I need. So that way I can call out to these top caliber guys, and not just in Texas.
Right.
You know, I could pick up the phone right now. I got guys I can call from Florida, Louisiana, East Coast, Midwest, and California right now that I'll be like, I'll create a super team and go play somewhere. And I know they'll be like, fuck y'all, wrong with Mark. Like, I fuck with him.
For sure. Well, shit, like I said, you don't want to get no shout outs to nobody. Tell nobody, follow your gram, your Facebook.
I'll give you a shout out.
I'll take it. Come on, give me one.
Shout out for doing a little interview / little thing for the podcast for Chase.
Yeah, man.
I would just shout out everybody in the flag football community.
Facts.
You know, fuck with me and I fuck with them. Respect goes both ways. You know who you are. I'm going to shout out my guy Berg and Shrooms, Dylan and David Berg. They always do a wonderful job. So anything that you need, you go to Shrooms, flags, jerseys, uniforms, backpacks, you name it, they got it. Footballs, all that.
They got it.
I'm always going to shout out Shrooms.
Shout out them guys. Shout out Mark for having me here, doing this interview, of course. And being somebody I can learn from, too, because he one of my top fives. I don't care what nobody talking about. He one of my top fives. So, that's the end of the video. We out. Okay. Make sure y'all sub to the channel. We're on the road to 100 subs right now. Right here. Sub to the channel. And make sure y'all check out my most recent video. Right here.
Hi. I'll maybe see you on your video.
Good job.
Bye.